Chiswick has produced many award-winning writers across all genres, but we're here today with Alex Moorhouse to talk about an exciting new worldwide launch of a cinematic, immersive book experience called The Frequency Effect. So Alex, can you tell us more about The Frequency Effect and what it is?
It's been carefully thought out, first and foremost. I mean, this is 4 years in the making. Every area of the book has been really researched and understood. Essentially, it's a book that you read, like any other book you might think, but as you go through the journey, you get immersive elements that really bring the experience to life. You become the main character. Throughout the journey, you start off with a VR experience to become him, to see the room that he wakes up in. You can see the corporate video of the technology company Taisho, and also, without spoiling the story, you can actually see a blog of his best friend in the book, a guy called Simon, who actually saves him.
I understand there's a Twitter account, Dan_TFE, linked to the book. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, essentially, the idea here is that all the immersive elements can actually become part of society, and almost an immersive thing, almost like an alternate reality. All the brands could become real brands. People can interact with them. They can start tweeting on social media. And the whole point with Dan Dan at The Frequency Effect was that in the book later on, there's a character that actually is helping Ben. And the whole point of any of the followers or people who like to follow Dan can then become part of the story. And obviously it's in its early infancy, but as it grows, there can be various different things, meetups, immersive things for people to do and how they can get involved.
Alex, we're sitting in front of some gorgeous guitars here, and I understand the Split Lives is a band that's featured quite heavily in the book. Who wrote that music?
So I've actually made music for quite a long time, and I wrote the music. It's my first release, and working with a producer who was signed previously, Ollie White. We created the music, and essentially the key thing about the band in the book, the Split Lives, is that it links with the narrative. So throughout the book, Ben believes that he's controlling the music with his mind, and the lyrics are actually a representation of that. So the Split Lives adds a completely unique and immersive element.
For searching in the wrong places, not knowing what's at stake.
And adding to that, it's a band that can be gigged, so it's something that, through open mics and as it builds to 2020 and the actual kind of time and setting of the book, it's something that can be sort of bear fruit.
The Frequency Effect is a trilogy, so can you tell us about the next 2 books, Alex? How immersive are they going to get?
Oh, it's quite honestly endless. The way in which you can create through novels like this is just it's flabbergasting, really. I mean, anyone who's been behind the scenes on the project has realised how much you can do. You can have separate and secret storylines in each of the different web locations. You can actually start to blur the fields with real life. It's telling a story about a future just a few years from now. It can start to sort of look at trending things before they actually happen and start to predict what's going to happen. And the idea that tech devices are the drug for the masses, we're all being dampened because we look at so many screens and watch so much media content. I thought that was just such a good and gripping storyline for everyone to get involved with. But for most people, predicting 50 years down the line is almost impossible. But 5 years, because of what's going to happen, is equally really interesting.
So Alex, The Frequency Effect is out now. Where can people get their hands on it?
All they need to do is go to Amazon. They download it. They can download an app and then read it on any device. And as part of the experience, they get all the music and all the immersive elements thrown in.